So this is my last, sixth and final ICT literacy skills video, and it goes along with this research post in which I examined both the benefits and the disadvantages of a community-based approach to treatment of MDR-TB, and it's largely based off of a model that was run by a group that I have examined in past research posts called Socios and Salud in Lima, Peru. So basically, to start off my research, since I knew that I wanted to examine both the benefits and disadvantages, since this is ultimately the model that I will argue for in my next, my final proposal of a solution to alleviate the problem, I started with a scholar search, a Google Scholar search, that is, in which I searched community-based approach to fighting MDR-TB. This seems to work well for me because I usually come up with a source from which I can then find other sources. I found a source from the official journal of the American Academy of Pediatrics. I know this is highly reliable because the American Academy of Pediatrics is one of the most renowned groups of pediatricians in the United States, and I trust their case studies. So then, to get to my next sources, I actually used their bibliography because their case study was so helpful. So I found other sources. One conducted a case study by Paul Farmer and Jim Kim, and I know they are highly reliable because they are perhaps some of the most renowned and foremost experts in the field of MDR-TB. After I looked at that source, I went back to the bibliography in my original American Academy of Pediatrics source and found another source that was in the New England Journal of Medicine. And I know that this is highly reliable because, again, like the American Academy of Pediatrics, the New England Journal of Medicine is so respected in the field of medicine, and it's just very reliable. Then I went back to that bibliography. Actually, I didn't, sorry. I searched disadvantages of community-based therapy in Google, and I found a source, a case study from Namibia, and looked at some disadvantages. And finally, my last source had to do with TB and HIV co-infection and some of the downfalls of the current program in South Africa. And I found that by searching community-based approach TB treatment in South Africa. And it was conducted by two women who are actually centered at universities, I think in Cape Town and KwaZulu-Natal, which is actually the area of focus of my research, and so I know that this is reliable because this is data that is from the source. They are examining a health system in which they're highly invested because it has to do with their own country, it has to do with the people that they are seeing and treating every day. In terms of how I'm improving in terms of my ICT literacy skills, basically, I have continued to appeal to the grazing mentality of internet users in that I provide a short blurb about what I'm going to talk about in the post. I have a read more button, so if someone feels like reading it, they can. If they don't have to. It won't be overwhelming. And also, I used my iPad and an app called Notability to highlight something on a picture that I wanted to use from Peru. I used the Notability app to insert a picture onto the app using the internet, and then I was able to highlight and then email that to myself and then take a screenshot. It was a very complicated process, but anyways, now I know how to take a screenshot and I know how to use an app on my iPad. So I've continued to hotlink terms that the average reader might not know because they're medical and complex, and I've also continued to hotlink sources to provide integrity to the owner of the source, and also to hotlink back to old posts of mine that I think relate a lot. So I hope that you've enjoyed listening to my ICT literacy skills videos, and that's about it.